So, hi everyone, my name is Hari Govind, and I'm in the EC department from the 2020 batch. I hail from Kerala, Kochi, Kerala, and I'm contesting for the post of Cultural Secretary Boys. Um, and yeah, uh, my credentials. So I've been a part of ECEL. I've worked in Launchpad, and I'm part of Dora. Uh, then I'm part of Bitsman in the delegation team. I'm also part of AUGST and admissions division. Uh, I'm part of the badminton team, and yeah, and also I'm the secretary of my three, which is the regional association of Kerala, and yeah, I was in the cultural senate the last year. So these are my current credentials. All right. So okay, as we all know, that Hyderabad, has a very active social media presence, Facebook groups, and for us also, the Facebook groups and all Discord servers and everything was very active. So initially, I would, ask them to be a part of the Facebook groups so that they can get all the notices and they would know all the events which are coming up. So that is the first step. And second is obviously once uh, they come to campus, once everyone has reached, there will be the ceremony, the what do you call the uh, I forgot what you call that, what you call that, but the day when the director comes and speaks, and all the PORs will come and talk to the GB, the new batch, and orientation. Yeah, I would I would mention the about the culture of Spitz Hyderabad in the orientation session, and yeah, I would make sure that they get to know about the events which happen in the academic year. Uh, what are the main things that they have to keep in their mind, and how to become a part of BPHC. So I would speak to them during the orientation. Yeah, that is the first step which I'll take. Okay, so I spoke with the seniors who actually was one of the starting or who started DC++, and so and according to him, it was like DC++ was you know uh, the part of the culture of BPHC, and it's fading. It's coming down very much. You know, and also I spoke with the person who did handle the servers, uh, the servers of DC, and whatever he told was he was like, uh, there nothing, nothing now, no benefits or no uh, the we there's no need for providing any incentives or any uh, awards or anything to the contributors of DC++. So uh, what I had in my mind was, they should be recognized in the G. I mean, they should be recognized somewhere that these people are the main contributors. But according to the one of the main people doing the DC++, he was like, it is not necessarily required. So I don't feel like there should be any recognition of that sort. But I will make sure that the servers are with the right people, with the contributors, with the people who contribute the most. Also, the new batch which comes in, they should be properly taught how to use DC++. Means what we had was that in our brochure, released by SU, there was just a single page which mentioned how and what DC++ is and how uh, to use DC++. But I was thinking to put out a video uh, in as a manual as to how they should use DC++ and how they can contribute and how important it is, how important the DC++ is to BITS Hyderabad. Also, I would make the Discord group more active. In that group, there are alumni and there are students, and a lot of data is shared in the group. I would make sure that everyone gets to know about the Discord group and the group stays active. Yeah, that is the two main steps which I would take uh, in this regarding the DC++. And yeah, the main thing is this server should be active. And yeah, there was a server called Exotica where only the contributors or the people who contribute the most was given access to. That also that also should be brought back. That also would be brought back so that even the contributors can, you know, uh, get something out of it. So actually, I did research about the trekking expeditions which happen in Anantagiri Hills. It's not something which is unexplored or something new. It's something which happens every time. That hills is famous for trekking. So there is medical emergency and all the required even tents are provided. And yeah, so basically it is a spot for trekking. It's just that we have to, from our side, from the SU side, we have to manage and take people there and just coordinate with the organizers of the treks. And actually, Dora has already went for a trek. And when I spoke with 18 batch senior, he was like, it went very smoothly. And the question of medical emergency does arise, but uh, it is there. Medical emergency, the situation. I mean, medical emergency. In the case of medical emergency, uh, there are medical emergency. I mean, people over there who are well aware of this and who it's not a new thing. Anandagiri Hills, this happens, trekking happens, so they have the facilities. So that's why I specifically mentioned the name of the hill also. Yeah, the thing is, I there will be no building or no new building or rooms which will be created. It's just that what clubs and departments have told us that whenever they require a room, there was always a scarcity of rooms, and there was a delay which happened. And especially comedy club, if I mention the name comedy club, did mention that they didn't have a room for discussion or something. So when I spoke with the POR of comedy club, they were okay with getting a room during whenever they needed to discuss or they had a show they had to practice. So I would make sure that they get rooms, coordinate with any of the existing rooms, clubs having any of the existing rooms, or in the acad block also, if the need is there, we can uh, get the rooms for practice. So that is something which is possible. I didn't mention that I would make new building or make new rooms anywhere. I mentioned that rooms will be allotted as and when the requirement is, and that is, uh, that was the main thing when I spoke to the PORs of these clubs and departments. That's what they wanted. Uh, see, uh, about regionalism, uh, it's not something which I feel it's, uh, there is, I mean, if you look from a, if you look very closely, you may feel that there is a lot of regionalism which happens. You may feel, but the thing is that we, as candidates, we do not, just stick on to just one person or one group. We talk to everyone. We make sure that we talk to all the regional SOCs, we talk to all the communities. We make sure, we get their inputs as well when we plan our manifesto, when we plan on the activities which we are going to do. We make sure that we talk to each and every one of them. And regarding voting is something which is very personal. It's you can't interfere in anyone's personal opinions, and it's up to the person, it's up to the GB to as to whom they should vote. uh, must say there is a lot of influence because of the communication gaps, and because initially when we come to campus itself, we would be more familiar with the people coming from uh, our place, our region. So there is a better bond amongst themselves. So it is very easy to convince people coming from our background to to communicate what our views are, what my ideals are, what each and every candidates what they want to communicate. It's very easy to communicate, and that is why that communication part becomes very easy when you're talking to the people from your own region. And that is the only fact, that is the only thing which is happening. Even in this election, the previous elections, if you see the way we convey, election is all about conveying and convincing people that you will be able to work for them, you will be doing this and you will be doing that for the betterment of the campus. And communication is the key. So the easier and the better communication you have, the more easy to convince people and get their votes. And that is the only time where regional, I mean the term even region comes into play, I guess, I feel.